Well, it seems like we're always making room for something in here. I think you guys are going to like this something, though. God, you son of a bitch. Whew. Well, you guys have not seen a video from this area of the shop in over a year and a half. It's been a long time since we've been in here. Well, like I said, I always get myself into projects that I may never get done. You guys are used to that by now. I don't know why you guys stay with this channel that's always bouncing around so much. But I brought something new home the other day, and I've been excited about it for a long time. It's quite heavy. It's quite large. Might even call it big. I guess we can call it big. But anyway, I brought something home, and I guess maybe I could show you guys, or I could sit here and talk like a nutsack for 4 or 5 minutes, draw it out while most of you click out of here, say we've had enough of this shit. But anyway, let's just get right to it. Well, this is something right here straight out of Mike Hagdahl's childhood. He was probably around when they built this thing, maybe even Thomas Russell, if you guys even still watch. I'm sure you do. But look at this. We have ourselves an F. Reed & Company metal lathe. This is an old line shaft lathe. I talked about it a long time ago. Now you can see where somebody converted it over to run an electric motor. This cheap aluminum pulley they put on here is broken, so we have to fix that. But I know nothing about these. Absolutely nothing. But I like metalwork. I'm always fascinated with learning new things. And I've got a buddy of mine, he's about 70, who's a machinist, and he's going to probably come up here from Pennsylvania and give me some lessons on running this. But this thing's in pretty nice shape, believe it or not. It's sat in a barn for a long time, not being used for a long time, but everything on it turns, the gears aren't broken, it's in really nice shape. So let's do a little bit of a walk around. I think the lighting in here is a little garbage, but let's see what we can do for you here. So overall dimensions of this machine, I'm kind of hoping I can shoot these out here and maybe somebody knows more about it than I do, which would probably be most of the world. So total we have 64 inches long, not including the gears on the end. We are about 11 5/8 wide on the ways. Height-wise, to the ways, 37.5. Kind of neat. Kind of real neat. I'm going to get us some more light. All right, so we're going to have our work cut out for us, but I don't know how well you can see these gears right here. There's no teeth missing on them at all. I actually have not seen any broken teeth anywhere on this thing yet. The only thing I see is some peel and paint, and it's probably all the good old-fashioned lead-based. But this was a line shaft machine, so it would have been run by, in the old mills, they used to have a central shaft that'd run through, run off of one powerhouse, and everything would come off of that line shaft with tensioners and pulleys and things like that. But at some point, somebody took this and they converted it to an electric motor. So I've got to go through, see how this is wired, or even if it even works. But this would have been the setup right here that would have attached and ran it. It's kind of nice that this was saved, because I've seen a lot of these where they don't save this, they remove it, and then they run everything off of the bottom. Like I said, I know nothing about this stuff, so I'm kind of learning, and hopefully some of you guys know more about this than I do, and then make it a lot easier for me. Now, somebody who is safety conscious, Must be they knew in the future it would come to me. Put a lot of guards and whatnot on it. If you look in there, these gears are gorgeous. I mean, they are sharp. I mean, it's in nice shape, really. If I'm wandering here as we talk, it's because I'm kind of learning it with you guys here. I haven't looked at it much before turning the camera on. So you get the tool holder and all that good stuff. The chucks on it. I mean, like I said, I've got to learn how all this works. But if you look at the ways, they're a little rusty, but there isn't a mark on them really. The tailstock's missing some tools, but most of the stuff's there. There's that pulley right there is busted up. Yeah, this is going to be neat. You can raise the tooling up and down. That's pretty cool. I don't know about reaching over that thing while it's running. Probably won't be doing that at all. Because my luck, I'd suck my arm right into it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking, why does this guy always do this? I can't help myself. I see something neat. I'm always fascinated with this old stuff. Anybody who's watched this channel for a long time knows I like the old things, the traditional things, but this is kind of neat. Who knows what factory this thing was used in? Who knows what job this had building this country and this world? And that's what's kind of neat. I mean, this is a leftover from the industrial age, and it's getting harder and harder to find this stuff. I picked this up for 250 bucks. I can't really complain about that, especially not with the decent condition it's all in. I do have one of the cast legs that's cracked right through, so we're going to have to address that probably with some nickel rod. We have to be very careful because they are all cast, but we can get that. I mean, everything on this, it works smooth. I mean, the tool holder moves, I mean, it's butter smooth. The only thing, somebody broke part of the handle off, so we have to get a new one of those, and we might even change it over to a wheel style. But I think it's pretty neat. I mean, you've got the old Babbitt bearings and things like that. I mean, it's old school stuff. They were making lathes like this in the 1890s. I want to say 1891 Prentice came out with their first one. I could be wrong, but I think from what I was reading, that's about when it was. This guy was from the F. Reed Company, so I believe it was before Prentice Reed came together. I've got to do some more research. Not a lot of markings on this for what it actually is. So we have our work cut out for us to learn it. But in the meantime, we got to start cleaning it up. We're going to chip away at it. It's not going to be a huge series of videos where I'm doing 50 videos on it. We're trying to get away from that a little bit more. But definitely probably be a couple on tearing this thing down, cleaning it up, repainting it, checking all the bearings, all the gears, all that good stuff. I want this functional. Now, I'm probably never going to be turning anything big on something like this because, honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I have so much to learn about this thing that it's going to be it's going to be a long time getting to know it. But I do have one other tool that I picked up that you guys might be interested in, all you timber framing junkies. Let me go get it. So here's our next old beauty. This is a boring machine for timber framing, for boring your mortises out. So take a drill bit down here, you sit on the platform, and then you bore with that guy right there. They work pretty neat. So that's actually not in bad shape, but the base of it, can't tell. Somebody probably left this thing sitting on a barn floor or something. It's all rotted out on the base. And somebody did some creative repairs on it at one point or another. That is not original to it. So we've got to take care of that. So we're going to rebuild that thing also. Make that kind of new again. I'll figure out what kind of lumber I'm going to use. But these are all little nitpicking winter projects. And I may not even get to this guy, but it's always worth a shot. So it's been a while since... Been busy. We went on the Griswold family vacation for about a week and a half, and then before then, hadn't been able to get up to the woods for a couple weeks. So videos have been slow with the busyness, and if I don't feel I have decent content anymore, I don't put anything out, just because that gets to be monotonous for people when you're putting stuff out that really doesn't do anything for you guys or me. So trying to make quality, not quantity, right? Something like that. So what we have, I'm going up to the woods again this weekend, grab a couple more logs, gonna try to get the sawmill home. I went up a few weeks ago, tried to bring it home, and had about half a video shot, got up to the sawmill, and I had 2 flat tires on the sawmill trailer, brand new tires. So I've got to get up there, get some spares on it, get those fixed, all that good stuff, then haul it home. Now we're lucky this time there's a couple tractors up there, so I don't have to worry about getting the truck stuck in that bad spot again. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I've got the forge all cleaned out, pretty much ready to roll, because I talked about it so long, doing the tools I want to make and things like that. I really want to get after it this winter. I've spent the last few years just running ragged with stuff and not always being able to get to the things that I really want to get to. Between working out of town a ton here this past year and a half, and everything else going on, the accident and injury and all that, things have gotten a little weird around here, you know what I mean? Just time-wise and getting stuff done. So this winter, things are settling down a little bit. I'm putting the addition on the back burner until I have all my materials. So we're building the addition out of pocket. So whatever I don't get milled up in the woods, the rest I've got to buy as I go. And I've got some more logs out here in our woods behind us that I'm going to be getting out of there. Hopefully they're good. They're blow down pine. So I'm hoping to get some decent timbers out of those. But it's going to be a slow process. I'm paying for the roof out of pocket, the insulation, the windows, the finishing, everything out of pocket, because I can't see going to the bank again, tacking on my mortgage again. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So I'd rather have it take a little longer than go and get into that kind of debt for it. So as we work on that, we'll have videos on that. As we're in the forge, we'll have videos on that. I've got a dresser we started last fall to finish up for the house. And I remember I told you that once the weather changes, or I started at end of last winter. When the weather changes, the workload around here, when it's nice out, I have to be doing stuff outside, have to get that stuff done. Rainy days, crappy days, things like that, we can actually be in the shop. Everything depends on what is most important and prioritized at the time. Got to remember, I do YouTube videos, but I'm doing videos on the things that I'm actually doing. I don't do a lot of videos. I don't do a lot of things just to get content for videos. Let's put it that way. There's not a lot of projects here that are planned. Okay, I'm just going to do these just so I can put something on YouTube. A lot of this is stuff that I have to do, need to do, want to do. I just like to run the camera while we're going along. It helps fund all these little projects. So anyway, be looking upcoming for the forge to be fired up again. A lot of shop work. It's that time of year. You guys know it. Every fall we start getting into the shop more, and then we're out here all winter. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry for the lack of videos here the last 6 months or so, I guess. There hasn't been nearly as many as there used to be, but we're working on it. So take it easy, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one.